introductions, name and where you're from, what program you're going to follow, or what exercise activity you're going to do for the month of May. And then if you share one health goal for the month too. So I'll start. My name is Jennifer. I live in Newcastle, Wyoming. We're very, very small. Have also been having the snow roller coaster ride the last 10 months, I think. I don't know.
Worse than
I don't. Yeah. I'm just finishing up a 5-day yoga challenge, and I can't decide what program to go into next. So I think I'm just going to do the challenge du jour, at least for a week or two, until a program really calls to me to jump into next. I just finished 80-day obsession. So one health goal for May is to really dial into my nutrition and stop self-sabotaging myself with emotional eating and mindless eating and the sugar addiction and all of that, with the 2B mindset releasing tomorrow. So I think, I think I'm at a point where I enjoy the exercise, and that commitment isn't hard for me. It's the nutrition, and I need to dial into that more for a while.
Yeah. Awesome. Good. I'll go next. Tina Salisbury. I am also just finishing 80-day obsession. I live in Salt Lake City, Utah. And I am excited to follow the challenge du jour. I'm probably going to do 3 to 4 Beachbody workouts a week. And then I'm starting my tri training in full on Monday. So my big goal is to, for May, as I thought about it, is just to consistently get my running splits down underneath 9 minutes. So I think if I do that, I'll feel like I've got kind of a good base again underneath me and going, and it'll help with the biking and the swimming and stuff too. So, but I'm excited for the challenge du jour, just to kind of mix it up. It's just a fun thing to wake up in the morning and just be like, what workout are we doing today? And just going for it. So that's my goal for me. Susan.
Well, so I'm Susan, and I live here in West Valley, which is on the other side of the valley from Tina. And what was my next thing? What is my next
What program?
Oh, I don't know. I'm interested in looking at the new what's it called? 2B
mindset.
Yes. And so, because that has to do with eating and nutrition, correct? Yeah. And I was actually thinking about it last week and over the weekend after I had been at your house that one day, and we were going through all those menus, and I was like, I need to get back on that now that I have the time to do it. But I mean, those were really good eating options in there, and I feel like I've been a slave to this diet that I've been on for a year, the same stuff over and over and over and over and over. And so I think that just the concept, the way the concept works and stuff, it might actually be more useful for me to use, like, going for several years into the future. Like, I don't think this plan that I'm on, that I should still be on it a year later, you know what I mean? But I just don't know all the ins and outs of nutrition. So, and I am running, and Tina, your sister Jennifer, sent me a schedule to follow, and I'm actually running the distances that are about halfway through the schedule. So, but I have till September for my big marathon. So, so I feel like I'm most of the way there. But I really need to get on the 80-day obsession, because that's really what I wanted to do. And so I should go ahead and now that Bart's working, I could set that up. And I mean, there's no reason why, like, you're getting up to do the workout, the du jour workout, that I can't get up and do that, and then, chill for a little bit. And then if I want to go to the gym or do something else, I can. But I liked the thing I liked about that was like they actually had an eating plan that worked with it, that to make your workout more effective for you. Today I was thinking to myself, I think I'm like a workout junkie or something, because I like to work out, and I'm like, maybe I'm working out too much, but if I'm not eating the right stuff in the right time, then it all doesn't mean anything if it's not all put together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, good. And I think you'll do well on time nutrition because it follows very closely to what your system already is. So I think that'll work really well.
Okay.
So awesome. Good. Okay. Well, we wanted to just spend just a minute to show everybody that did want to do the popcorn challenge and follow the challenge du jour, exactly how to do that and where to access all of that information on Beachbody On Demand. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to screen share.
Can I ask a question? Did I win the water thing yesterday? The water challenge?
No, it was Rachel Sabathny. But you should have, totally. I was like, oh man, she's going to be up all night in the bathroom. That was awesome. You're like, one more. Okay. All right, you guys. So this is Beachbody On Demand. And I just have to on a side note really quick, I haven't actually accessed this from my desktop for quite a while because I've just been using it on Roku. And I don't recall seeing these things. But you guys, when you look at this, it'll show you now like which days you work out, which days you complete a workout. Soon they'll be doing your averages and then your total workout. So it'll be just like kind of some fun metrics to follow. It also gives you a few like suggestions based on some of the recent workouts that you've done and things too. So I thought that was pretty cool on your homepage. So, but if you go to the workout program section, so we're going to click here and you'll see right here is the Beachbody Challenge du jour. So you just click on that and each day a new workout will pop up. So, and these come from all of the different programs, different trainers. So I think it's just such a fun way to be able to really try out a lot of things and just kind of mix it up and have fun. So for today, the workout was Core Function, which is a clean weight workout with Megan Davies. And then it will also show you the previous workouts from the past 7 days too, so that you can see the full week of what the past week was. But I want to show you this because in doing the challenge du jour, I want you to know like it's well thought out to make sure that these workouts are put together in a way that's going to give you a total body workout, but also recovery for different muscle groups and things like that. Okay, so every Monday that workout will be some sort of plyo cardio type workout. Tuesdays will be upper body. Wednesday is cardio plus core. Thursdays is an active recovery day, so some type of yoga, Pilates, stretching, or rest. Friday is lower body day. Saturday is cardio, and Sunday is total body resistance. Okay, so you guys can choose how many days you want to work out, right? I don't want to advocate that you have to work out every single day, but what I want you to do is pick out how many days that you want that you can be consistent to work out and do that, right? Put those workouts in your schedule. Don't let it be that byproduct. Working out brings so many great benefits, and do it up to the level that you're ready. So if that's 3 workouts that you want to commit to a week, do it and pick which days that you want to do that so that you have that in your calendar and that you're scheduled to do that. All right. So that is how the challenge du jour works. So I'm going to start tomorrow. So I'll be interested to see what pops up there, and just excited to do that. Now at the end of the month, the last Saturday of this challenge on May 26th, we're going to do kind of a Beachbody On Demand marathon workout challenge, right? So you're going to be preparing for this over these next few weeks as you do your workouts. But what we're going to do is 2 workouts from Beachbody On Demand. So we're going to make it fun. We'll do it we'll have the Zoom option available. We can all do it together that Saturday, but there'll be 2 specific workouts that we'll do to kind of just really test our strength and stamina that we built this month during this popcorn workout challenge. Now, if you have a specific program that you're in the middle of or that you want to start, Susan, like she said, 80-day obsession. Absolutely do that. This doesn't restrict you in this challenge this month to only doing the challenge du jour, but we are going to keep this group, the Fit Focus 2018, open for the rest of the year. So each month we'll just have a fun theme to kind of keep it new and fresh and be able to just have a lot of fun with what we're doing. So, if I hope that you guys will take the opportunity to try out the challenge du jour. And I wanted to tell you, be consistent this month and choose on your nutrition supplements what you want to be consistent on. Is that Shakeology? Is that using the performance line? Because what I'd love to see happen is at the end of this month, you submit your results to the Beachbody Challenge for one of those things if you are doing the challenge du jour, so that you can get your free prize for your Shakeology or your performance line in lieu of doing and finishing a specific program. So anytime that you guys finish a specific program with Beachbody, you can submit your results to beachbodychallenge.com, and they will send you a free t-shirt or shaker cup or socks or some type of wear and share item for that. So it's really fun to get that. And I was looking through my shirts the other day, and I'm like, oh man, these are getting kind of old. I got to get going and get some new ones. So build your wardrobe for free, right? That's what it's all. It's a lot of fun, and we want to celebrate and recognize you guys when you finish programs here too. So, but that's an idea of how you can submit that to Beachbody Challenge this month using Challenge du jour too. So, all right. If you guys have any questions, like reach out to us directly so that we can help you to get set up or answer anything that you have too. So, Susan, did you have a question?
Yeah, so do you want me to do the challenge du jour with you guys? Is that what you want me to do?
You know, it's
do, Tina.
It really is up to you. Again, do it if it'll motivate you more to do it together as a group. Do it. So, but if you're ready to take on 80-day obsession, totally do that too. I know we have several people that are doing 80-day obsession in the group as well, so you won't be alone, in doing that program either. So. But this is a fun way to test out a lot of different programs too, and just have some fun with it. Okay. Awesome. So we do have some training for you tonight. I think you guys are really going to enjoy this. So our theme for tonight was you can finish, right? So, and these points that we're going to talk to you about are taken from a book by John Acuff. It's called Finish, and I would highly recommend that you read it. I would love for us to read it together for personal development this month, because I think as you overcome a lot of these lies of perfectionism that Jen's going to kick off with us in just a second, the better you're able to do in your goals, not just in your health and fitness, but in all aspects of your life. So we're going to talk to you about 4 of those lies tonight and some action you can take to counter that perfectionism mentality and help yourself to be able to accomplish more, to have that stay power with your goals too. So Jen, I'll kick it off to you.
Okay, and I just want to point out that, even though we're a healthy living group, right? I think this applies to all aspects of our life, and I'll share a couple examples from my own as we go through here. But the first lie we tell ourselves is that if we don't do something perfectly, we shouldn't do it at all. And or we should, if we try to do something and we start out perfect and that fails, then we should just quit. And it is a lie, and it's a mindset trap. And a game I find myself in a lot, specifically with my nutrition, specifically when I modified my way through most of Insanity Max 30. And then most recently when I had setbacks finishing 80-day obsession, that 80-day program took me almost 3 extra weeks to finish. Mm-hmm. And during that time, I was like, well, you've fallen off track with the group, and you've had this nutritional setback and that injury, and so why bother? Right? Mm-hmm. So it is a mindset game, and I think it's important that we recognize that and find ways to overcome it. And one suggestion in that book is on how to beat this lie is that we try to be imperfect, right? So we have a really good day and we're going along and things are smooth, and then we have a bump in the road and we have a day where things just kind of fall apart. And that can be a really hard setback to overcome. And our intuition tells us just to quit. But if we're trying to be imperfect, it's important we just got to keep going. There was actually a study done that showed that the less we try to be perfect, the more we accomplish and the more productive we are. And I think, if you've been in Tina's and my group for the last year or so, we have really shared and encouraged everyone just to take action, right? That was our tagline for 2017, is to take action. It doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to do everything right. You just need to do something. And I think that really goes along with this action item on how to beat this lie of the need to be perfect all of the time. So trying harder, trying to do more in less time isn't the way to beat perfectionism and to take that pressure off. The way to do it, what, honey? Sorry. Get out of here. Go play. Go. I don't want to hear it. We'll talk about it later. Okay, so there's that. Anyway, the way we get through this lie is we take the pressure off of ourselves. So we tell ourselves it's okay if we're not perfect. It's okay if we fail. We expect to fail. We try to be imperfect. And by taking that pressure off, it reduces that crippling feeling that we place on ourselves when we do try to be perfect. So the thing to remember as we go into this group is that there are going to be times that it's hard. There's going to be times where you might trip. There's going to be times where you're going to fail and you're going to have a setback, but don't quit. Don't be that person that gives into this mindset of needing to be perfect, because, the opposite of finishing something isn't being perfect at it. It's overcoming that failure and having the mindset and the tenacity to push through and actually finish what you started. So we're not here to be perfect. None of us are perfect. It's not anyone's human nature to actually be perfect, right? A lot of us feel the need to be perfect. We're just here to try to do a little bit better every day.
Awesome. Okay, lie number 2. You guys can take notes on these, and I'm going to create a graphic too, and I'll put in the group tomorrow about what the lie is and how you beat it. Okay, so lie number 1 that Jennifer just did: if you don't do it perfectly, you should quit. And how you beat it: you keep going that day after perfect, that day when it is imperfect and you feel like, okay, well, I just blew it. You keep going. You got to keep going after that. Okay, lie number 2 we're going to talk about: your goal should be bigger. Perfectionism tells you that you have to have this big, lofty, grand goal to be accomplished, right? To be able to be accomplished. So let me tell you something that happened to me. So my husband always tells us this mentality of you got to go bigger or better. He's like, it's never enough for you runners, you triathletes. It's like you always have to do the next distance and do more, right? So my goal this year was going to be to do a full Ironman, and I was going to do it in May 12th in Boulder. And, I just, so I was like, okay, I'm going to do this goal. I'm going to do this. I'm going to start training. I'm going to train all winter. It'll be great because I won't have to be doing that in the summer, so I can have time with my kids. Well, as the time neared for that goal to where I would have like my deadline goal to start training, right? It was so overwhelming to me. It really became crippling. And I can tell you I've done 0 tri training. 0. I did like a couple indoor tri series without training. So I basically just did the race, right? So the reason I tell you that is because, it was the wrong size goal for where I was and what was going on in my life and what I felt like and what I really wanted to take. But here's what happens with perfectionism. It doesn't just, it doesn't just kind of lessen what you're doing. Usually it stops doing it forever, right? You just stop doing everything. Think about that, right? Think about a time when maybe, you've stopped a program, you started and stopped and things like that. Did just the workout stop? Did you stop with your nutrition too? Did everything fall off the wagon? I've been there and I know that happened a lot, right? So if we have the wrong size goal and it's too big, not only does it stop the positive momentum that we have, but it can stop everything, because it usually tells us to just stop right now. Okay. So here's how you beat that. Here's how we beat that lie of perfectionism. Cut your goal in half. You might be saying, okay, well, that seems a little bit drastic, but you guys, cut that goal in half, right? If your goal for May is to lose 10 pounds, I want you to cut it off, cut it in half. Aim to lose 5 pounds. You know what that's going to do? Because probably what will happen is, let's say that you lose 8 pounds in May. Okay. So if your goal was 10, then you automatically failed, right? You're looking at yourself, you're discouraged, you didn't hit your goals, you didn't do what you did. Losing 8 pounds is phenomenal. In fact, that's very healthy. 1 to 2 pounds a week is very healthy weight loss, right? So you were so successful, but because you set that goal too high and unrealistic, it made you feel like you failed. And what's going to happen in June? You're likely to not get back from that. But if you set your goal, you cut that in half, and you say, okay, I'm going to lose 5 pounds in May, and you lose 8, you just became your own rock star, right? Yes, yes. So I want you to think about what your goal is, what you set for May, and I want you to cut it in half, right? Make it achievable for yourself. Take that pressure off of having to have this big grand goal and go for it, you guys. They show that reduced goals do better 63% of the time than going after these grand goals. 63%. I would love to hit my goal 63% more of the time than trying to do that. Okay, so whatever your goal is, like, cut it in half. Here's another example for us super moms, right? So if your goal is to deep clean your entire house this next week, Jen and I talked about this, like the demolition that's happening in our houses right now. I want you to cut in half. Pick 2 rooms, right? Do 2 rooms. Anything that you do, cut that goal in half and make it achievable for yourself, and your motivation is going to skyrocket, and you'll see yourself achieve heights that you didn't think you could. So, lie number 2.
And that goes right into lie number 3, which is we tell ourselves we can do it all. We can be superheroes, and we can multitask and go to this play date and follow through on that commitment and add all of these things to our schedule to the point where we're overscheduled and overcommitted and stressed out, and we ultimately are going to drop one of those balls. And when one ball drops, they typically all follow suit, right? So the way to beat the need to feel like you do it all mindset is you have to pick what you're going to bomb at. And this is really hard, I know, for me, right? And I'm sure some of you, but especially if you're adding something new to your schedule, right? Something new takes more time than something that we're accustomed to doing. So if it's a new workout program, it takes more time to figure out how much time you're going to need in the day to get that done. It's going to take more time to figure out the nutrition piece and how to grocery shop for that, or it's going to take time to figure out what foods you enjoy and what foods you don't. And all of these things that we're adding that take more time, that time has to come away from something else on our schedule, or we become zombies. And I think that, as a society, and especially as busy moms, we tend to wear this badge of honor, hustle mode, busy mom, do it all. And all that does is it creates this need to be perfect, right? And it sets us up for failure. So when you choose what to bomb, the feeling of shame goes away because you're not expecting yourself to do it all anymore. Like for me, my standard used to be, laundry, washed, folded, put away every week. The house was cleaned every week. The dishes were done, washed, dried, put away every night. And I've just found myself in a position where I couldn't keep up, and I was driving myself crazy trying to keep up, and I was missing out on more important life activities because I was so stuck in this mindset of having to do all these things and do them by myself. So the first action item to overcoming this need to do it all is to delegate and simplify. So for me, that meant bringing somebody in to clean my house every 2 weeks. And this summer, I'm looking at someone to come in and do lawn care. Guys, I don't really care if it's me that mows my grass. I just want it mowed, right? And that hour it takes me to mow can be better spent going and doing something with my kids. So I think that the hardest action item for this one is learning to say no and not feeling guilty about it when you do. And I am a people pleaser through and through. I mean, you guys, if you could see my college planner, you will know that I'm a people pleaser and couldn't say no. And I've come a long way, but I still find myself struggling from time to time. But I'm getting better. I said no tonight to a play date for tonight, tried to reschedule for Friday, and I said, no, it just doesn't work for us. And I feel okay about that because I'm protecting my family's space and our time and the things that are important to us to get done this week. So we have more quality time to spend on those other activities later in the road. So some other ideas for action items. The laundry thing, maybe it gets clean, but it's not folded. Who cares? It's clean. Utilize grocery pickup. That's a really big thing right now. I know Walmart has it. Those of us in small communities, unfortunately, don't have it yet. But if that's a service available in your area, use it. You're going to save time, and I know you're going to save money, because if you're like me and you're walking through Walmart for groceries, you're also grabbing a bunch of junk that wasn't on the list, right? And delegate. My kids now help me in the kitchen every night. They're 3, almost 4 and 5, lovely little beings. but they help clear the table. They feed their dog, and the things you can't delegate to other family members, really look and see if it's something that you can outsource. And I don't think that there will be any regrets in outsourcing that time and that chore to bring some sanity back to your life. And then Tina will share line number 4.
Okay, this one's the best one, you guys. Perfectionism tells us that fun doesn't count, right? It tells us that, like we have to be in that hustle mode. We have to, be busy, right? And that if it's fun, it doesn't count. So this is the one thing that I really want you to do in May is make it fun if you want it done, right? That's how you're going to beat that is to make it fun. So find something that you enjoy in the things that you're doing and just make the things that make it actionable, right? So, fun really isn't something that's optional in our life. It's really necessary, right? We have to be able to enjoy the things that we do, enjoy the type of workouts that we do, enjoy that time to cook and to do those things that what we need, right? So it was in the book, John really talks about how to begin to do this, right? So the first thing that you have to do is just recognize how you're motivated, right? What motivates you? And there's 2 types of motivation. We're either motivated by rewards or we're motivated by fear and consequences, right? Trying to avoid something that we don't want to happen. So avoiding the consequences, right? So think about it. Think about it right now and write down, what are you most motivated by? Is it rewards or is it fear? Again, like the avoidance of those negative consequences that you don't want to have. So I'll give you one good example, and I'm so close, you guys. So in this group in February, I think I started this. I started to notice that my shoes were wearing out, my Metcons. I love Nike Metcons. I love them for weightlifting and for like the vertical movements that a lot of the Beachbody programs have. But I've had mine for a couple of years, so I'm like, gosh, I need to get a new pair. So I decided that I would tie that to a few things that I really wanted to work on with my goals, and that was to make sure to drink 80 ounces of water a day, to avoid processed sugar, and to not eat after 7:30. Those are like my bad points, right? If I do those things, I do so much better in everything else. So each night when before I go to bed, I give myself a little pebble in a jar. I should have brought it so you could see it. but I have like a little 1/2 pint jar, and I just put little pebbles like you would like find in like a fish tank or whatever. And so each day that I do one of those things, I get a pebble. So some days I get 1, some days I get 0, some days I get 3, you know, and I've just been filling this jar, and I'm about like maybe a 1/2 inch from the top of filling this up to get my Nike Metcons, right? So it's a fun, I made it fun for myself to do these things that were hard for me, and made a reward that I really wanted and was looking forward to be able to do that. You know, for my husband, he, you know what, a final trigger that helped him to get in shape was going to the doctor and him saying, you're on the verge of being a pre-diabetic, so you got to get yourself in shape or you're going to have to start pricking your finger and, you know, taking medication and doing all this. So he got healthier, you guys. And so he was avoiding those consequences of what could come if he didn't do that, right? So what works best for you? Are you someone who loves that reward base, or, you know, is putting the fear of God in yourself something that'll help you too? So I want you to pick, and how are you going to make this fun for yourself? How are you going to make it motivating so that you can keep doing this and make it work for you? It was Simon Sinek he said, working hard for something we don't care about is called stress. Working hard for something we love is called passion. So remember that as you go into these goals. You guys, this is something that really is helping us to shape our life and do some really great things for ourselves. So again, in the group, I'll make a graphic and I'll post these 4 lies because I really want you guys to follow them, right? And Jen's going to wrap up with our action. Jen, I hope we don't get cut off. So we're close to our 40-minute mark.
All right, we'll wrap it up quick. So in the group, we're going to post a graphic. It's our Fit Focus 2018 graphic. If you haven't seen it, it's just a black and white image with a red circle on it. And what we want you to do is we want you to print that off and write in that red circle what your May health goal is. Take a picture, share it in the group, and also share it on social media and tag your coach. This is a little bit of accountability. It's a little bit of fun. And it's just a great way to visualize that health goal that we're all working toward, and reminding ourselves on why it's important to stay committed and push through the need to be perfectionists and push through the struggle of failure or tripping and actually finishing what we start this month. So watch for that graphic. It'll go up either later tonight or tomorrow. Post it in our group and share it on social media too, you guys. Does anyone have quick questions?
No.
No?
Guys, thanks so much for jumping on. No more perfectionism. We are perfectly imperfect, and we're going to have a really fun May. So can't wait to see you guys in the group. Check in there every day in the app. And